one of the challenges that I've, struggled with over these years, I got really involved in this, space during the Darfur genocide in the early
Yeah, I
2000s.
remember.
And I watched in real time
Mhm.
as there was several organizations, several faith-based organizations, several different groups and people that weren't
Mm.
first and foremost an anti-genocide or an anti-atrocity, person,
Mhm.
but were involved in the space,
Mhm.
be so involved in that movement. And when we tried to make a pivot from the very black and white issues in Darfur and the very simple explanations of what was happening and the very clear, this is genocide,
Mhm.
to including other atrocities around the world,
Mhm.
people got lost.
Right.
And the message wasn't as clear. And people were like, well, how do I pay attention to this and that and this? And unfortunately, the reality is there are more mass atrocity situations happening simultaneously today
Yep.
than there have been in recent years. And not only that, but you have the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council all complicit
Yeah.
in several of those atrocities.
Yeah.
And so I think, how do we get people to care? I mean, I think part of it is just, it's really difficult to get people to care about so many places at the same time. And there has been some movement about tying together similar struggles, like a lot of posts online are tying Gaza to Sudan
Mhm.
to the DRC.
Mhm.
But those are very different contexts.
Mhm.
And I think that's part of the challenge is sometimes people will lump things together for potentially good, a good goal of trying to show solidarity with other people that are suffering.
Mhm.
But the response, the actors, the international players, the reasons for the atrocities, all these different things are different in those different contexts.
Yeah.
And part of it is that people just, I mean, I'll say definitely in America, I don't know about everybody else, but have a short attention span and they don't want to learn all the ins and outs of a situation. They don't want to
Yeah.
understand all the actors. They just want to know who's the good guy and who's the bad
Right.
guy. And we've, for too long, kind of shot ourselves in the foot by painting things that way because it's usually much more complicated than that. More often than not, there's international actors that are involved. It's not just domestic actors. And so I think that's part of it is we need to figure out a way to reach people with simplified information without dumbing it down too much.
Mhm.
Trying to get people to care about more than one place and show that these things are interconnected
Mhm.
and bring it back home.